Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's program. And tonight we're going to be talking about how to build your dream team. So, first of all, why do you need a dream team? You're probably within any business, there's lots of different things that need to be done, lots of different roles, lots of different skills sets that are needed, and it's not possible for you to be doing everything yourself and still growing your business and doing the high level tasks as well as the day-to-day operational tasks. There's a lot of things within the business that you probably don't really know how to do. You're not an expert at everything. There's a really good book actually called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. In that he talks about how a lot of people, they think about they're running a perhaps they're working within a business, within somebody else's company. Maybe it's a design business, for instance. So they're an interior designer, perhaps. And so they think, right, okay, so now I've been doing this work for somebody else, making them rich, and now I want to build my own business doing the same thing. So they set themselves up as an interior designer. But of course, when you create a new business, you find that you're not just doing what you want to do, what you're good at, but you're also having to do bookkeeping, you're having to do marketing, you're having to go out and find new business, new clients. There's a whole range of things that go with running a business. Trying to do it all on your own and doing stuff that you've got no training in, you've got no experience in, no background in, you're not going to do it as well as other people that is what they do. That's their specialist area. So there's a lot of things that you won't know how to do. And also when running a business, there are things that you should be doing, but because you don't have time or because you don't have the knowledge, they just don't get done. So your business is inefficient, and it may be that you are missing a lot of opportunities because of the things that you're not actually doing yourself that should be doing. And also it may be that you want to get your time back. So maybe you're looking to phase yourself out of the business, you come out to retirement age, and you now don't want to be working like a slave for the business. You want to be able to fade yourself out, spend less time on the business, and spend the time that you save doing other things. So in summary, you want to own the business, and you don't want to have a business which is owning you. It's really important to start to think about where you're going with your business. Where do you want your business to be in 3 months' time, in 6 months' time, in a year's time, in 3 years' time? Think about your vision for your business, and where do you want that to be? How do you want to grow the business? And then start to work back and think about what the team is going to be, what it's going to look like to actually be able to get that vision that you've mapped out. And remember that when you take people into your team, it takes them quite a while to get up to speed. So first of all, when somebody first comes on board, they've got to learn about you and your business. They've got to learn the role itself. They may have to be doing some training and get familiar with exactly what they're doing. And it will take a period of time for anybody coming in to actually get up to full speed and be working at 100% for your business. So think about now, who do you need tomorrow? You don't allow yourself that time to get that person on and allow them to grow into the role. So when you're planning your recruitment, do think about who do you need in the future and when do you need to take those people on. With regards to actually running the business and doing the operational tasks, there's a difference between freelancers and virtual assistants. A freelancer is somebody that you take on a project basis. So if you've got a website to build or a particular campaign, a particular project, then you can take on a freelancer to do that particular work. But a virtual assistant, that is somebody that's coming into your business for the long term, and they're not just going to fulfill a project and then go. A virtual assistant will cost you a lot less money than a freelancer. In the long term, a freelancer, they will have higher hourly rates, but they are purely their temporary part of the team. My advice would be to use part-time people rather than full-timers. So you may well have a full-time role. You may need somebody for 40 hours a week within the business, but in those situations, take on 2 part-timers. And there's a good reason for doing that. So there's a couple of good reasons for doing that. One is you're building resilience into your team. So if somebody goes sick or they're on holiday or they leave, then you're not going to find yourself left with no support. When you've got when you've got 2 part-timers, then they're job sharing to a large extent, and you've got that resilience. The other thing is you can allocate the tasks to the people, to different people, so that you are getting the best out of them. What are their natural skills? Where are they in their flow? So there's another program that I talked about this and about using different people based on their skill set. And we talked about talent dynamic. Genius U testing. It's likely that the person that's doing your perhaps social media marketing, they're going to be perhaps more of a creator, whereas the person that's doing your bookkeeping is going to be much more analytical. They're going to be different types of people. So by building teams of part-timers, you can then allocate the task according to when that person is in their flow. Start to think about what you can actually give your virtual assistant to do. And really, you should be outsourcing to your virtual assistant everything that you either don't have to do yourself or don't want to do yourself. A virtual assistant is going to cost you an awful lot less than what your worth is to the business. So you may be worth several £100s per hour. You could be charging yourself out to your clients for, I don't know, £200 an hour, £300 an hour, £400 an hour. You're likely to be very highly valued. Whereas you can get a virtual assistant to do things for as little as £5.25 an hour. If you're doing tasks within your business, which you can delegate out, then that's what you're valuing your time at, £5.25 an hour. So really think about that. What's a good exercise is to actually pull together a list, write down everything that you do, monitor your time in a week or 2, and write down all of the things that you're actually doing, and then go through that list and think, do I really have to do that task myself, or do I want to do it myself? Because there's going to be things that you actually want to do. So that's fine. Continue to do those. But if you don't have to do it or want to do it, then outsource it to somebody else. What exactly is a virtual assistant? So there's 2 types of virtual assistants or VAs. Firstly, there are general VAs. They will deal with general administration tasks and operational tasks within the business. And then you get the specialists. So the specialists are people that have got a background, experience and training in one particular field. So it may be that they are a bookkeeper, or they specialize in website development or SEO or digital marketing, something like that. So generally you're going to pay more for a specialist, as you would expect, because they're bringing a special set of skills. So you would generally pay more for a specialist VA than you would for a general VA. The virtual assistant is part of your business. They're a very important part of the business. You are a team. Everybody within that business has a key role. You rely on each other as a team. They are part of the business, an essential part. They will often work from home, and your virtual assistant could be UK based, or they could be overseas, come from overseas. If they're in the UK, then obviously you're going to pay a lot more because the hourly rates are a lot higher. If they're overseas, then often they will be the pay rates are a lot lower, so you will get a lot more value by using virtual assistants from overseas. We recruit all of our VAs from the Philippines. That's where they work from. And the hourly rates are much more competitive in the Philippines. So from there, you can get well-educated, sort of degree level people with excellent English skills, great work ethic, honest, hardworking, loyal. Philippines is very, very popular for virtual assistants now. That's where we get our VAs from that we supply to our clients. So you can obviously come to us and we will recruit a virtual assistant for you, or alternatively, you could recruit directly. So there are various different websites that you can go on. Online Jobs PH is probably the largest one if you want to recruit a virtual assistant directly yourself. But I'll explain how to go about recruiting a virtual assistant and how we do things. So first of all, it's really important that you've got a very good job description that's going to be enticing and that's accurate, describes properly exactly what it is that you want your VA to do. Be clear and concise within that, so don't repeat things. Make sure that it is fine-tuned into exactly what it is that the role entails. Make sure that you understand the skills that are needed. It may be that you're recruiting somebody to do perhaps social media marketing, and you don't have very much idea of what that involves. Well, now's the time to go and find out, because if you are recruiting, it's really important that you understand what are the skill sets that they need to have, what training, what experience do they need to have to actually be a valuable member of your team. Also think about soft skills. So we put a lot of emphasis on this. So it's one thing having somebody that is great, they've got experience with particular bits of software, been doing a particular role, but then there is also the soft skills that are needed as well. So are they a good communicator? What is their work ethic? Are they somebody that needs a lot of time to manage, or can they sort of work off their own devices? And the VAs that we recruit, we give them a lot of training in soft skills and how to be great at what they do, not just from a functional point of view. When you place your advert, you'll probably get a lot of replies. We get hundreds of applications coming in when we put a post out there. So go through the CVs, try and narrow them down. You really want to have a good sort of 20 plus number of CVs to actually work from, because what you will find is as you go through the thinning down process, a lot of them are gonna fall through the cracks. So which is what you want. Out of if you get 200 CVs coming through, ditch those that really aren't suitable, and then leave yourself with a good number that you can now screen thoroughly. I would recommend first of all sending out a general knowledge test. So the one we use, it has about 20 or 30 questions on it, and we're just looking at what their general knowledge is. We're also measuring the speed of response that we get. That's very important to be looking at that. From those, when you get those back, obviously you narrow that down then to those that have scored perhaps 80%, something like that. And then you can start to engage more fully with that person. You can email them, tell them a little bit more about your company, what you offer to them. So it's important that you're making them keen, that you don't just want them to come to you because it's a job. You want to sell yourself and sell your company to them, and that way you're going to get the very best people by making sure that you've got them enthusiastic in your business, in your company. Then send out another questionnaire, and the one we send out has open questions. So we ask them to answer those questions in a minimum of 200 words or more, and we're looking at the quality of the response. What's their English skills like? What's the punctuation like? This sort of thing. How's the use of language? From there, then you can start to do some interviews. So they can be done over Zoom. We do 2 sets of interviews with 2 different interviewers. So we're getting 2 opinions based on those interviews. get references from the people, from previous people they've worked for. Try and get samples of their work, particularly if they're in a creative environment, if they're doing design work, if they're doing web posts, creating websites, this sort of thing. Then try and get some samples of what they've done in the past. Do flow testing. So as I said, we do Genius U. There's a previous webinar all about that. I'd suggest you watch that. But flow testing is really seeing what they're tuned to. What are they good at? Are they a creator? Are they analytical? Are they somebody that's maybe better in a sales and marketing role because they're very extroverted? So with flow testing, you get two different types of people. You get those people that are creative, that are they've got their head in the clouds. They're great at coming up with ideas, but then they like to move on, so they have a low attention span. You've got the more extrovert people that are good in a sales role, that are dealing with customers, this sort of thing. You've got the more introvert people who are more analytical, that are looking at things like bookkeeping and finance. They're very good there. And then you've got tempos. So these are people that are much more grounded. They like to work on routine, on a timely basis. They can work perhaps more developing systems and these sort of things. They're the tempos. Find out where they are through doing the flow testing. With the Philippines, we do security checks, National Bureau of Investigation clearance checks. So wherever you're recruiting people, make sure that you're undertaking various different security checks. Make sure you've got forms of ID and personal references. And then once you've done all of this, then you can filter right down, and now you can decide who you're actually going to take onto your team. And then you start to agree on the terms of condition, terms of employment, and issue out a contract to them. So when you're going through this process, as I said, some of the things to look for: the speed of response, how quickly do they get back to you? Do they sit on emails for a while and then after a couple of days come back to you? Because if they're slow in responding, then that's obviously a bit of an alarm bell there that's ringing. Find out what other commitments they may have. So are they committed? Either do they have other jobs? May or may not be a problem. So with a lot of VAs, they may have a day job, and the VA work, they may want to be doing something, doing another job for 3, 4, 5 hours in the evening for them, which fits in very nicely with the UK clock, because there's a time difference of 8 hours. So a lot of VAs in the Philippines, they quite like working for UK businesses, because our time of working in the daytime is their early evening. Look at their attention to detail. So on those responses, are they reading things back? Are they using the right words? Is the punctuation good? All these sort of things. The sort of tasks that you can give your VAs. So first of all, on social media and marketing, they can be creating websites for you. So managing your social media and your website, creating captions for your social media, coming up with images, setting up your social media channels. So if you don't have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, these type of accounts already set up, they can set them up for you and set up pages for you. Go out and try and increase your social media contacts, sign up to new groups, sending out emails, doing email campaigns for you, creating and posting adverts on social media. General marketing, so setting up a CRM system for you and managing your contacts in your CRM, providing marketing and research information, managing events for you, updating websites, preparing brochures and other marketing material, booking networking meetings and workshops for you to attend, making your travel arrangements, updating your systems and operations manuals, bookkeeping, customer invoicing, credit control, producing financial statements and reports and going through those with you, assisting with your HR management, collating your training materials, dealing with your expenses and mileage logs, liaising with local councils, utilities, suppliers, calendar management, chasing supplier quotes, drafting contracts and agreements, price checking, rate checking, making sure that you're competitive at the prices that you're putting out there, data scraping. These are just a selection of the sort of things that I get my VAs to do for me and what you could get your VAs to be doing for you. So now, leading your dream team. So you've got your dream team put together. Now remember that you're a leader and not a manager, and there is a difference. You know, as a team leader, you're there to inspire, to motivate your team, and to provide help and advice when needed. As a team leader, it's really for you to let them take the credit when things are going well, when the business is going well. You motivate them by letting them take the credit when things aren't going so badly. Then, as the team leader, it's for you to really take the blame and for you to work out what needs to be done and how can you improve things. You need to make sure that you are keeping them up to date with their training, working out training agendas with them. What else do they need? How can you support them as best as you can? So take the time, especially when they first come on board. Remember that it's going to take time for them to get familiar with the role. As I said earlier, that they're going to be learning new software that they're going to have to learn about. Take the time to allow them to learn that software and ease into the role, get experience in what they're actually doing. And then after a period of about 3 weeks, I would suggest that you review their work, what they're doing with them, have a Zoom call with them, help them, provide more support that they need, find out if there's any areas that they're struggling with where you can support them better. And that way you're going to be really starting to build that relationship with them. You're going to be much more engaging. They're going to be more inclined, if they've got a problem, to come to you and discuss it with you. So that's really what you want to be trying to work on, is building this relationship based on know, like, and trust. Some useful tools for you when you're up and running with your VA. So first of all, Hubstaff, the QR code here on the right, if you scan that, it will take you to my website where there's links to these websites where you can sign up. And with most of these, you get preferential rates if you because I'm affiliate. So if you sign up via these links, so for instance, Hubstaff, I think you get 10% discount on your Hubstaff subscription. It's the starter package is actually free with Hubstaff. Hubstaff, so that is time tracking software. So when they start working, they would log on to Hubstaff. It starts a timer. It records the hours that they're working, what they're actually doing, and it takes screenshots and monitors keyboard and mouse activity, so you can see that the time they're booked, what they are actually doing, and what they're working on. Transfer wise, you're going to need to pay these people, obviously. So TransferWise is great for sending money abroad. That will give you much better rates than PayPal or the traditional banks. So that will give you the best rates out there. Less annoying CRM. So you will need to be using a CRM system for sharing contacts, for booking appointments, keeping records of customers and not just customers, suppliers, everybody you engage with, keeping all of those records. So we recommend Less Annoying CRM. There's a great tutorial on that, a video on that on the YouTube channel where I talk in detail about Less Annoying CRM. LastPass for password management. Again, there's another video all about LastPass, and Trello for task management. So I do hope you found that useful. If you would like to find out more about how we recruit VAs, you want to have a chat with me, then please do go to our website, vavavum.solutions. Scan the QR code there on the left of the screen, and that will take you to that to the Vavavum website. Lots more information on there, lots more about what we do and how we may be able to help you. There's also a free downloadable guide on the website, so go on there and download that with lots more information. If you'd like to find out more and book a call with me, then scan the QR code there on the right. That will take you to my online calendar, so you can book an appointment there with me. I hope you've obviously enjoyed this program. If you have, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that you feel this may be of use to, then please do share it with them. And if you click the bell there on the top right, then you will get notifications whenever I'm back online. I normally do these lives on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. So please do tune in, and you'll also get a notification whenever I upload any more new material. So that's it for tonight. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll be back again on Wednesday. So speak soon. Bye-bye.